Kickstarter. We've already raised a ton of money. We're moving ever closer to our goal, but we still need you, your friends, your mom, your dog to donate to make... Hey everybody, and welcome to 48 Hours of Midair. We're kicking off a live stream of epic proportions to promote the Midair Kickstarter. We've already raised a ton of money. We're moving ever closer to our goal, but we still need you, your friends, your mom, your dog to donate to make Midair a reality. That being said, we're going to put on some entertaining content for you guys today. Exactly what you need to get motivated, exactly what you need to know about Midair to back us on Kickstarter. That being said, I am joined today by just a few faces from around Archetype Studios, the wonderful people who are making Midair. I am joined, of course, today by Chris Matthews, aka Bug Spray, head of Archetype Studios. Chris, give us a hello.
Hey, how you guys doing? Nice to see you all here. And I know we have some audio issues, some camera issues. We're going to work to resolve that in the next few minutes. So stick with us.
48 hours, buddy. It's just a small sliver of what's in store. Once the ball gets rolling, we are not going to be able to stop it. We're also, of course, joined by Davey, aka Stealth RG, art lead and level design. Davey, give me a big hello.
Hello. Don't mind me. I'm going to fix everything.
Very cool. And then, of course, coming to us from New York City, New York, United States of America, Earth, we have Simon, aka Max, one of our programmers, also joined by the beautiful, well-haired Justin, art dude extraordinaire. Gentlemen, say hello from the East Coast. Looking good, guys. Cool. So, as if you're just joining us, as I said, we've got 48 hours of Midair coming your way. We're going to have everything you need from behind the scenes. We're going to have 3D modeling work. We're going to have coding work. We're going to have pickup games. We're going to have gameplay Q&A. We're going to talk about level design. We're going to talk about graphics. We're going to talk about engines. We're going to talk about anything you guys want to talk about. That's the important thing. This is everything you need to learn to press that back button on Kickstarter. That's what we're here to do. So let's dive right in. Chris, you guys got to be excited. The Midair Kickstarter is off to an amazing start. Talk to me about where we're at, where we need to be, and just how it feels to be a part of all this.
Yeah, absolutely. So as most people here should know, our Kickstarter goal in the next 30 days, or I should say 29 days, is $100,000. So far, within the first 24 hours, because we started this campaign actually about 10 minutes late as well, yesterday at 11 a.m. Pacific. What was that? 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 2 p.m. Eastern. And in the short 24-hour period, we've raised over $37,000, which is amazing. There's this statistic that says if you don't get, I think it was 25% within the first few days, then you are statistically less likely to achieve your end goal. And so it's great that we are able to break through that so quickly. And we've achieved 37% within 24 hours. So we're super excited. We're trending really well. We got to keep on pushing and pushing, trying to get more and more people aware of what we're doing here, and hopefully bring more and more content to you guys so that you guys are more interested in backing.
Awesome.
And like backing more and that sort of thing. So yeah,
awesome.
Super stoked.
Now I'm guessing that most of the people who are viewing the stream right now, you guys are probably already big Midair fans. You're probably already big FPSZ fans. You've probably already donated. If you have not, there is a button on Twitch. If you scroll down, it should be right on one of these sides. You click that baby, it's going to take you where you need to go. You're going to pick out a beautiful tier, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, where you can back to get the most, to get what you need. If you haven't backed, please do so. We appreciate anything you can throw our way, even if it's just a few bucks to say thanks, even if it's just a few bucks to say that you're having a great time on the stream. That being said, I think it's hugely impressive. We already have 3 people who have backed at the $2,000 level. That's got to be pretty flattering. Davey, talk to me a little bit. You've been working on this for a long time, been pouring your heart and soul into Midair. What's it feel like to finally have Midair in a place? You put it out in a public forum. You finally put it up to the public vote, the great equalizer, the cash money, yay or nay. What's it feel like to have so many people come and back the project?
It's actually quite overwhelming. I didn't expect it to. No. I'm very happy that this happened. It feels really good. It's kind of vindicating in a way. So yeah, no, I'm really excited, and I hope we keep going the right way with this, and everybody gets as excited as we are.
This is Davey getting excited. This is Davey's excited face at 425 backers. Just imagine what Davey's face would look like. Just imagine the sunshine that would beam off of this man if we were to hit 500, 600, 700 backers. That's what we're looking for. I should also mention, of course, that part of the Midair Kickstarter is that we're doing achievements. That means that when we hit certain cash tiers, you guys are going to unlock stretch goals. That means that when we get enough backers, when we get enough Facebook likes, we get enough YouTube subscribers, scroll on down the page. We can also link to this image of when we hit certain goals, you guys are going to unlock amazing things. Some of them are secret, some of them we may talk about, some of it is lore, some of it's art, some of it's music, everything you guys want to really dig into Midair. Speaking of all the great things that we can dig into with Midair, art, code, gameplay, Simon, you guys are on the East Coast. Most of us are on the West Coast, but you guys over on the East Coast, you guys are 3 hours in the future. I can only assume that 3 hours in the future, we've already hit $100,000. We're well on our way to $500,000. But
we're
talk
way
to me a
beyond
little
that.
bit. Talk to me a little bit about what the journey's been like for you. What things were like when you started, and what it's like to be here now.
Sure, yeah. Been on the team for almost 2 years now, since the project started almost. I've come on from the community, just as another longtime Tribes player. Just wanted to kind of experience the journey of developing, a full-fledged video game and a real kind of community-driven, passionate project, and reviving the kind of FPSZ Tribes-based gameplay. We're working with really super talented people, both from development, arts, marketing, all the kind of fields. Everyone's super passionate about the game, which is awesome as an indie team. So from that perspective, the journey's been great, and the game's looking fantastic. The art direction's great, and everything's super smooth. So I think it's on a great track, and there's still a ton of work to do to make the game, super extensive. But what we got there now is fantastic as a start.
Absolutely. I think you guys should absolutely be super proud. This is a program, this is a game that I've seen kind of grow up, out of a love for FPSZ, out of a love for competitive, high-skill gaming. It's something that has been, I've followed the scene from 2008, and to see that it's still going strong, showing no signs of stopping almost a decade later, it's amazing. Obviously, I'm not alone in that. We're up to 425 backers, which is amazing. I know there are more out there. You're sitting there right now. You're going, oh my God, my wife's going to kill me. Oh my God, my girlfriend's going to kill me. Oh my God, I need to buy food and water to sustain myself. False. What you need is video games. Everyone knows it to be true. Hop up on here. Throw some money in the jar. $10 is going to get you everything you need to get started. It's going to get you early access to the open beta. We're going to get you a digital soundtrack. We're going to get your name in the credits. This is the entry point, ladies and gentlemen. $10.
Sorry.
Quick
correction. Actually, $20 is that minimum tier.
I did it wrong. $10 is still a good place to go. But I'm saying, throw 10 in. 20 is not going to be much more. Now, I've got some good news. I've got some bad news, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to give you the bad news first. We're going to give you a little bit of a triage here. If you have not already donated, you did miss out on our first early bird tier. $130 Kickstarter donations have already gone through to the point those people got in. But I've got really great news for just $5 more. Just one more little Lincoln, little Abe Lincoln. What you guys are going to get is you're going to get closed beta access. You're going to get the Midair digital art book, and you're going to start picking up in-game items, an epic in-game accessory. Right now, the best thing to do is head over to Kickstarter, take a look at that $35 tier, move up the line a little bit. Chris, talk to me about how you guys decided to do the Kickstarter, how long this has been moving, and just like what you guys really want people to know about the game.
So we started doing this this project about 2 years ago. We've been starting it since then, and then about a year ago we realized, hey, we really need this extra funding to try and push our way to release. And so for the last year, everything we've been doing has been kind of building up to that point. We had a greenlight campaign. When was that? That was in December, and we actually got through in 6 days. It was really awesome. And in general, it was like really encouraging and kind of gave us an indication that that there was legs to what we were doing. And now, if we started, increasing the number of features and things like that, and making and increasing the polish of the game, that when it came time to hit Kickstarter, we would have something that would be really, really worthwhile for people.
Awesome. Very cool.
And then as far as like what I want people to kind of take away from what we're doing here in the Kickstarter, it's really that this is it's a project that's done by a bunch of people doing this in their free time for the most part, and it's a labor of passion. We aren't doing this because we want to bank on it. I mean, there's not a whole lot of money in video games, to be frank. I mean, there's a few companies that really stand out, but ultimately what we're doing is we're doing this thing because we want to make this game the best in the genre and make it the premier game of these sorts of games. We want to stand among titans like Tribes, and we want to definitely best other kind of competing games like Legions or some of the other community projects that came out. And ultimately we want to make a game that we want to play, and that's super, super fun, and really brings the polish from modern gaming into the kind of classic genres of the old games.
I love it. Now, guys, by the way, if you're in the Twitch chat, a couple things I need you to do. They're real easy, real painless. Even before you throw that money that we both know you're going to throw in, before you do that, invite your friends to this Twitch stream. We're going to have amazing stuff all through the day. We're going to go through that schedule in just a moment. But just to name a few things that we're going to be up to, we're going to be talking about art. We're going to be talking about design. We're going to be talking about coding. We're going to be talking about everything you want to know behind Midair, how it came to be, how the sausage is made. If you're an aspiring game developer, it's going to be an amazing look into a process. These guys, started from nothing. Now they're here. It could be you too. This could be the moment that you look back in years to come, when I'm interviewing you, of course, because this is the beginning of my illustrious interview career. When I'm interviewing you and you say, I remember, Ian, when you told me to go watch that live stream, and I did, and I became an expert programmer, artist, or level designer. This is the moment. Invite those guys in, get those guys in, tell your friends. This part is free. The Kickstarter's not, but I tell you what, by the time you watch enough of this, you're going to be so pumped, it's going to feel free to throw money into that Kickstarter. So I think a little bit, let's dive into the schedule of what's coming up. So you guys got to put up with me for about another half an hour, and then we're going to kick over to Santeri. You probably know him better as Voidspawn. He is one of our art leads, and he is going to walk you through 3D modeling. Now, I want to say, if you go over to playmidair.com, you go over to the art section, the media section, you guys are going to see some amazing 3D models of just a few of the weapons that are going to be in the game. Davey, talk to me a little bit about the philosophy that went into your guys' art direction, how you guys feel you kind of stand out. Like, just talk to me, what's the overall philosophy behind art in Midair?
All right. So we went down the road we went because we wanted something that was different. It's a vibrant, very colorful, fun type of art aesthetic that really actually lends itself to gameplay really well, especially for this type of game. Things are very easy to distinguish. You could tell what's the ground, what's a person, etc., and it kind of helps all aspects of the game in general. What we wanted to do was embody kind of like a Disney Pixar-ish with fun, just immersive type art, and I think we were able to do that, and we continue to push that, and it just keeps getting better every iteration we do.
I love it. Now, I noticed you said kind of that Disney Pixar vibe. When I watched that Kickstarter trailer, when I've watched other trailers from Midair, when I've played a little bit of Midair, which I've been lucky enough to do, and you can be lucky enough to do too if you just donate on Kickstarter, I noticed that these little turrets, these little items, they've almost got like kind of a little bit of a personality. They're not just static objects. Talk to me about what am I seeing here when I see a turret move around, when I see a turret kind of have a little bit of a personality. What's going on there?
Well, that's to embody exactly what we were setting out to do, and that is to those assets we wanted to come alive. And to do that, what makes someone come alive is to give it a personality. And so a lot of emphasis was put on the animations with those type of things. And so each one of those assets has its own life, its own character. For me, it reminds me, I forget the name of the movie, but it was like the Toaster movie. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but very, very fun personalities. You can tell what was going on just by body movement. And I really feel that because we focused on what they look like, giving them things that can be used for characteristics, it really did bring them to life and encompass that mana infused with life type of flavor.
Awesome. So you guys are going to learn all about that. You guys are going to see Santeri, again, one of our art leads, exceptionally talented gentleman. He's even further in the future, where the Kickstarter has reached $1 million, and we're naming a yacht Midair. It's got Chris's face painted on the side. It's beautiful. You guys are all invited. There's champagne. I can't comment on how many people of the opposite sex who are extremely attractive. Whatever you want, no judgments. But they're going to be there. $1 million in the Euro future. It's all happening. You're going to be there too. But from 12 to 2, he's going to be talking about all of that. You're going to see 3D modeling in the wild, right? We're not holding anything back. Archetype Studios, what I'm really impressed with these guys as a group is extremely open in their development process. Behind the scenes, forget behind the scenes. You guys are in the guts of this game. You're seeing how it comes together, and you have a real opportunity to influence the development of the game. If you contribute to the Kickstarter, of course, you're going to have a voice. But I got to tell you, every week these guys are putting it out there. They're in there coding, developing, everything you need to do to put a game together. These guys are doing it. If you hop in the Twitch chat, if you invite your friends in, you're absolutely going to have an opportunity to convince Santeri to put a 3D dick butt on a gun, and that's really what we want out of this whole thing. So that's going to be from about 1 to 2. At 2, unfortunately, I'm coming back. I'm going to lecture you. We're going to go right into the pledge drive. I'm going to be hammering you. We're going to be telling bad jokes. We're going to be talking to you all about what's going on in Kickstarter, really breaking down those achievements. We're going to be breaking down the rewards you guys can get, all the different ways you guys can contribute. Again, we can't tell you how much it means to us that you guys are contributing. We've had another backer since I started moving my mouth, 426. Thank you to whoever that was. I'm seeing some questions in the chat, by the way, which is a great place to put your questions. If you have questions, please do put them in the chat. We will answer them. If you have questions, ask them on Twitter. We will answer them. One of the questions we saw is, if I back Midair on Kickstarter, when will the money come out my bank account? That money going to come out your bank account when the Kickstarter concludes. I have somebody who's extremely generous, who said he's already donated about $30. He's thinking about bumping up to that 175 level, which is an excellent choice. I can't recommend that enough. At 175, what he's looking for here is getting instant access to the game. That means that as soon as the Kickstarter concludes, you are popping in, you're getting your hands on, you are an important voice influencing the development of Midair. These guys listen like no one ever has, and you're going to be getting that Kickstarter exclusive epic armor set. Everyone's going to see you flying around knowing that you had the cash money, that you had the gumption, that you had the passion for Midair to contribute at that level. If you do decide to bump up your thing, don't worry, that money is not going to come out of your bank account until the end of the Kickstarter, giving you plenty of time to hustle. No judgments again on whatever you need to do to get that money to come out of your bank account. It's going to be A-okay. After we talk about more of that, we're going to be moving on at about 3 o'clock to start talking about coding. So Simon, talk to me a little bit about, I think there are a lot of people who are following Midair. I think there are a lot of people in this community who are really interested in, they're interested in getting into game development themselves. They're interested in modding. They're interested in all these ways. Talk to me a little bit about how you got into game development and what it's been like working on Midair.
Sure. I've been interested in game development ever since I was little. That's kind of the reason I got into programming, was I wanted to make games. Somewhere along the way, I kind of went to where the money is, but now I can do stuff on the side as passion projects. So I went through school for computer science. I learned C++ way back in the day, kind of on my own, and just kind of kept going through there. I've modded both Tribes 1, Tribes 2, and other games just for fun, nothing too serious. But I think the key is just to really find what you're kind of passionate in your kind of steps to your goal, and try to kind of accomplish those little bits and pieces, and learn from that. And then whether you need education or just more kind of dedicated kind of hands-on time, that'll really get you to your goals, whether it's in game development or other kind of projects. Yeah.
I love it. So if you tune in around 3 o'clock, Michael is going to be on. He's going to be walking us through some coding. Simon, talk to me a little bit about, let's say that I'm coming in, maybe you're someone like me, you're afraid of snakes, so Python didn't quite work out for you. C++ was higher than your grade point average in school, so that didn't really kind of work out for you, but you still really want to get involved with coding. Talk to me about what I can kind of expect to see on the stream, and if I'm interested in coding or I'm interested in the development of Midair, how am I going to be able to learn about Midair? How am I going to be able to influence the development when I tune in at 3 o'clock?
Sure. So one cool thing about the Unreal Engine 4, is they have this visual blueprint system. So it's actually a way to script things, gameplay, and pretty core pieces of the engine using completely these drag and drop blocks. So even if you don't want to learn the C++ syntax, which is obviously awful at times, most of the time, you can kind of, as long as you understand how connecting blocks works and dragging links between them, and the blocks are pretty high order. There's like a play sound or play animation, basic kind of stuff that you can build up. So anyone that kind of knows what they want to accomplish can follow tutorials online. There's tons of tutorials on the blueprint system in Unreal, and there's tons of great starter content from Epic on how to use blueprints and develop games. So there's a really great ecosystem in the Unreal Engine just for people to really get in there, hack in there, the kind of games they want to make without really having to delve into the C++ engine code unless really necessary. And usually there's community support. People help out if you need some minor feature kind of baked in and exposed to Blueprint. So yeah, from that perspective, the blueprints are really awesome and a very low barrier to entry to kind of leveraging the super powerful engine that can run on basically any kind of hardware and do mobile and PC, which is really awesome. So I think Epic's done a great job with that engine, and blueprints are pretty cool.
Love it. I love it. So at 3 o'clock, from 3 to 5, that's going to be going down. If you want to see how Midair is being built, if you want to know what's going into the game, if you yourself are interested in game development, if you know someone who's interested in game development, if you are currently embroiled in an internet debate or argument with somebody on Reddit or a similar forum, and they're talking to you about how games are made and they're dead wrong, that's never happened to me, and you want to rub their face in a team that knows all about making great games, and you want to just show them exactly how completely wrong they've been, this is the place to do it. 3 o'clock, guys, that's going to be going down. We're going to be coding. Now, of course, it would not be a Midair stream without a pickup group. It would not be an FBSZ without a pickup group. Things are going to be throwing down from 5 to 8. Chris, talk to me a little bit about what kind of gameplay we can expect to see, who's going to be hosting that event, how many discs are going to be flying through the air, 3 hours of gameplay, what's that going to look like?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm actually, this is my most anticipated event for myself, just because I love seeing games like this being broadcasted in a play-by-play kind of manner. But effectively what's happening is we're getting all of our testers in, or not necessarily all of them, but all the ones who volunteered to come play this pickup, and we're actually like bringing in one of the popular Tribes Ascend commentators, Guitar Guy, and he's going to broadcast several games of a full pickup game match live, and it's going to be awesome. I don't know if you've seen this guy cast, but he's brilliant. He has some videos up on YouTube. You should totally go check him out. He's really going to bring a lot of excitement to what you see there. But in general, our testers are, some of the top players across all of the different tribes games and Legions games, and so you're going to see some really high quality play. Now, of course, they haven't been in their own teams or something for a year or something like that. So things will be a little bit rough around the edges. Plus, as you know, this game is in pre-alpha right now. So we've been making gameplay tweaks and and modifying what they can and can't do. And so they're sort of learning as they go more about how they can be competitive in midair. But nevertheless, I mean, there's been some amazing shots. You saw some of those in the trailer, and probably what you're going to see tonight is going to be trailer worthy in and of itself. So I'm super stoked about it. And I know the testers are stoked, and I hope you guys are, because it's going to be a wild ride. We're going to be playing, I think, 3 maps if we can squeeze them all in. One is going to be Icewind, and it's going to be kind of more base, like full base play. So Icewind is the snow map that you saw in the trailer and some of the screenshots. It's one of our more fully what we call arted out maps, meaning it has a lot of art assets in there that are pretty close to final, and it just looks amazing. And you know, it has these base elements. It has a generator. It has inventory stations. It has a turret and sensors and that sort of thing. You can you put down deployables, and of course you're playing a high intensity game of capture the flag with lights and heavies, and so they're going to be using everything they can to try and defeat the other team. And it's really going to showcase all of kind of what we've been able to put into midair at this point. And this is really crucial, right? Because a lot of Kickstarters come out. Not to name any names recently. Black Room that don't have any gameplay in them, right? But John Romero's, I'm sure, a great guy. But sometimes you just got to show people what you can play, and so we're doing that. I mean, we spent a lot of time making sure this was playable. We had 2 PAX events where people could actually come and sit down and play, and we got really good early feedback early on, and we're able to build in the game. And so these pickup games, in particular, Icewind with the full base play, is going to show you what we've been spending our time on, what we've been developing, and it's really going to come to life. We're also going to be playing Verdant, which is another one of our maps that is currently built out for base play, and that's again going. These teams for both of these will probably be around. I want to say 8v8 to 10v10, depending on how many testers we can get to show up tonight. And that was also going to have the full base play with all the assets, and it's a brilliant looking kind of grass map with water and sky, and you're gonna really see. And that's one that actually has been in a lot of our marketing images up to this point. It's beautiful. Then finally we're going to be playing Menorah, which is a map that's a little less fully arted out, but still looks great, kind of as it is. And this is going to be one where we kind of drop the base assets, drop the heavies, and we're going to play kind of a classic way of playing tribes, and it's called LT, right? We're bringing this to midair because it's the idea that there's this kind of core set of stuff that you can do, right? You got your jetpack, you got your energy pack, you've got your ring launcher, your chain gun, your grenade launcher. I think we have snipers in there for LT as well. But effectively, it's a really kind of clean, crisp way of playing the game. And so with these high-tier players, you're going to see some amazing plays. It's very fast-paced, very frantic, a lot of opportunities to really have an impact on the game. And so we're going to see all 3 of these maps come out. All these 2 styles of gameplay with base and what we call LT or light, and it's going to be a blast.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Now, guys, what I'm seeing here is that the number of backers on Kickstarter is continuing to go up. We got another one up to 427. If you guys are backing, if you guys are in the chat, if you're backing, do not be shy, do not be modest. This is not the time for puritanical values. This is the time to let the world know that you donated to Midair. Holler, if you've already donated in the past day, please don't be shy. Let us know what level you backed at so we can thank you. We're going to be looking at that Twitch chat. We're going to be talking about everyone who's backing. We're going to be talking about what you're going to be getting. And we really do want to thank you for backing. So if you have backed, tell us in the chat. If you do back, when you do it, throw it up in the air so we can get your name tattooed. Spelling, phonetic, preferable. Just it's easier to tell the artist that way, so he kind of knows what he's in for. We know what we're in for. But other than that, guys, if you have not already backed Midair, the place to do it, again, the button is right down here, that little Kickstarter button, that big green K. You click that, you're going to go to a land of make-believe where you can learn all about Midair. You can learn all about the different ways that you can back the game. Now, if you're a less wealthy college student, like many of us were at one point, if you're not ready to back, but you do want to support this stream, if you want to support Archetype Studios, if you want to support the project, we also have achievements that are separate from backing the game itself. That's talking about following Midair on Facebook. We're talking about following Midair on YouTube, following on Twitter. If you click on that Kickstarter thing and you scroll down to the achievements banner, You're going to learn about all the different ways that you can help support Archetype Studios, that you can help support Midair, that do not require a monetary investment. And really, guys, the best thing you could do is share the stream with your friends, your mom, your uncle, your neighbor. Go get a projector, put it up on the side of your house, pop some popcorn, invite the whole neighborhood. Everyone loves a good pug. Get people in here, get people watching, and that is all we really need. There are a million ways to support Midair. Of course, we would love it if you backed us on Kickstarter, but if you're not quite ready for it, if you don't have the resources, the best thing you can do is just tell somebody about this. Every little bit helps. Now, of course, after we do our pickup game today from about 5 to 8, Davey, we're going to be talking about gameplay. We're going to be talking about level design. Now, something I've been really impressed with is, especially in the FBSZ community, of course, coming out of Tribes, as Simon discussed, modding scene was a really big part of that. I remember playing a lot of Tribes mods back in the day. You guys have been extremely open in your interaction with the community. You've taken a lot of suggestion. Can I expect, if I'm a Kickstarter backer and I tune in tonight from 8 to 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, can I expect to have my questions answered and to have a rousing, vigorous discussion about game design?
Absolutely, you can. We've done a couple of these similar kinds of streams earlier, and Davey and I would just hop in. We'd show our perspective and run around the map and duel each other and show off the guns and show off the deployables and all that good stuff. You're going to have an opportunity to see all that kind of stuff, ask some good questions, give some really good feedback, potentially impact the direction that we go based on your feedback. And we really just want to hear from you. We want to hear what you want to know so that we can, help satisfy the things that you like to see in some of these games, or in Midair in particular. And we want to help bring this game to life for everybody. So your participation, these questions and answers are going to be super important, not only for us, or not only for you, but also for us in Midair.
Absolutely. I cannot stress enough, Archetype Studios is a great group of guys. The amount of interaction that they have with the community, the number of suggestions they take, I really can't think of a time, as you can probably tell from my demeanor, my outward going nature, I am not always the sharpest tack, but when I suggest something to Chris, he's been exceptionally gracious in considering anything I have to say about Midair, anything that anyone has to contribute. These guys will absolutely take it into consideration. Now, I'm not saying that you could maybe get your ideas a little further up the list of consideration by backing on Kickstarter, but it certainly couldn't hurt. Again, guys, I can't stress enough, clicking down here on that little green K is your path to becoming a bona fide game developer. Meme magic can happen to you too. So we're going to be wrapping tonight, later tonight around midnight Pacific Standard Time. These guys are, of course, working on the game. Even while they're streaming, people are plugging away. I got to tell you, these guys have been in crunch mode for about for weeks, if not a month, getting everything where it needs to be. We've had an amazing team of people come together. It's not a big team. We don't have a big marketing agency. We don't have the resources of a major publisher. Everybody chips in to make this happen where it can. Everyone's making art assets. Everyone's making trailers. Everyone's doing whatever they can. No one says no when someone needs help. So these guys have been crunching. Every time someone backs on Kickstarter, every time that number goes up, somebody gets really excited, somebody gets really pumped, and it just makes everything better. So the more people we can get watching, the more people we can get backing. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a little crazy. We'll go out, buy some Mountain Dew, and the stream will go until 1 or 2 instead of midnight. I can't promise anything, but crazier things have happened. Again, if you have questions, the best thing to do is ask them in the Twitch channel. If you can't be around later today but you have a question, be sure to ask it on Twitter. We're going to be looking at that. We're absolutely going to be answering those questions. Now, the last thing, it's not on the schedule, but I think it's absolutely worth talking about. As you can tell, I like a more kind of traditional hairstyle. Chris has got a very suave, curly thing going on. You may have noticed around the periphery a gentleman leaning back on the East Coast. We have Justin with the man bun. Now, Justin, I don't know if you have a microphone handy, but we would love to know, are we going to be getting some male fashion advice from a gentleman as trendy, suave, and as follically gifted as yourself?
Listen, I'm going to give you advice on whatever you need, okay? That's my prerogative. That's why I'm here, actually. Any advice you want, hit me up. Let me know.
I like that.
I really also like to call out the similarity between man buns between Justin and our light armor.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I don't know who designed that thing.
I don't know. It's almost as if there's some influence there. That
Who knows? Who knows?
Who made that? Who drew
Yeah.
that thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
It is unspoken. If you do back Midair, it's not on the page, but if you do back at that $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 level, there is a decent chance that you will get a Men of Archetype Studios calendar. Justin is actually Mr. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Chris, Big Papa Santa, Bug Spray is Mr. December. We had to save a slot for that. But if you do want the man bun, if you do want that calendar, if you want a little something caliente, push the boundaries with your HR department. But you know what? Self-expression is a beautiful thing. If you want that, those $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 levels are still open. You can get the Men of Archetype Studios calendar in your cubicle, in your office. Back twice, you can get one for your car.
Okay, can I say something real quick, Ian? Can I just interrupt
Absolutely.
this? I need you to
Absolutely.
write my Craigslist posts because Jesus, I want to back and get that calendar. Let me tell you what.
Yeah. Oh, and actually, we've got a question here from somebody. Oh God, somebody in the Twitch chat. I think it may be Mr. Geist. Hello, by the way, buddy. Good to see you again, even virtually. He would like to know if I still have the underpants that I bought in Cologne during Gamescom 2010. I believe the answer is yes. I absolutely do. They're a really nice, tight, red kind of compact thing. I got to tell you, Cologne in August, it's humid. I'm just going to leave it at that. Always pack extra, folks. That's all I got to say. Is always pack extra. So I think the best thing to do is if you guys have not already backed, again, please do head over to the Kickstarter. Just take a look. Let it roll around up in here a little bit. Let us know if you need more information. If you have questions before you back, if there's something you'd like to see, if there's something that we could do, this really, guys, 48 hours, this is all about you. This is all about the community, whether you've joined it, you plan on joining, you're thinking about joining the community. And again, all you need to do to join that community, we'd love it if you backed. Sincerely, seriously, we'd love it if you backed. But if you don't, all you got to do is just give us a follow on Twitter, give us a follow on Facebook, give us a follow on YouTube. Tell your friends to tune into the stream. Let's get that viewership number up. That's all you got to do to become a member. Put your suggestions in the chat. Guys, we got 48 hours of this to go. And, if you guys want to play some games, if you guys want to have some fun, anything really is up for it. 48 hours is a long time. And anything you guys can think of, we would absolutely love to chip in and be a part of. So don't be shy. If you got a crazy idea, put it in the chat and maybe we'll jump at it. Now, Davey, you've been very patient, been very quiet. Tell me, I got to know what we can expect from a madman like yourself if we were to hit 500 backers today. What kind of just off the hook antics could we expect from your person if we hit 500? I need a commitment of insanity.
I'm a respectable person, just so you know. Okay. Just putting that out there. But you never know what happens under the influence of excitement. Anything goes, right?
True.
Someone says the right thing to me, you never know.
All right.
David, one beers,
That's it. I want to say Twitch does not have subtitles enabled. It's not a feature that's really around yet. But if we did have subtitles, what you would have seen right there is clothing optional. If you're reading between the lines, that's what we're really getting down to.
So Ian, real quick, actually.
Yes.
If we had 750 backers, whether it's today or tomorrow or whenever, I believe there is a special reward that will come out at 750 specifically. We can't really say what it is yet, but as soon as we hit that goal, we're going to be creating a blog post that'll say, hey, there's a really special thing happening, like once we hit that 750 mark, and even there are a couple other marks higher than that. If you look at the achievements list, we've got a couple extra special awards that are hidden behind some of these achievements. So definitely help us get to these backer achievements and push the Midair Kickstarter for sure.
Love it. It's beautiful. Now, guys, let's talk a little bit let's look into the future. Again, where Simon and Justin already are, where Midair has raised $1 billion and it now has the equivalent GDP of a small island nation. Chris has been elected prime minister. Davey's head of parliament. Justin's the Minister of Male Grooming and Fashion, and Simon, of course, is Lord of Coding. In this future, on the East Coast, just 3 hours in the future, where we've already raised $1 billion, we've hit our stretch goals. Talk to me a little bit about what we can expect. $100,000 again, guys, would be amazing. It would be huge. It's exactly what we need to get Midair where it's going. But Chris, talk to me a little bit about what happens if we start pushing into the 110, 125, 135 levels of funding for Midair.
Yeah, absolutely. So once we start hitting our stretch goals, we are starting to add more features, more content, a lot of things that people have been asking us over the last, I don't know, probably a year or so that they want to see in a game like this. So things like we'll add additional game type that we'll let the backers choose. So we'll send out a survey and ask people to vote on a game type. Right now we have options that are, it's basically Hunters, Duel, and Jackpot. And we'll go into more of those. I think we have the Kickstarter breakdown later, but so we can go down into those details specifically then. But we'll let you guys choose a game type. You can do things like unlock enhanced stats and achievements. There are things like team and clan support, so like getting your tag and letting your teammates join your server through like overflow capacity and that sort of thing. We've got demo tools. We've got a whole bunch of tile sets that we'd like to put out that as we hit more of those stretch goals we'll unlock. And by tile set we mean like kind of cool environments and that sort of thing. That will again kind of bring the game more to life, because right now we have 3 on the docket. We've got this the snow tile set, we've got a desert tile set, and we've got this grassy tile set. But there's a bunch more that we really want to do, and we just need the money and the time to be able to do it. And so as we hit those stretch goals, we can add those to the game. As you keep on going down, one I really want to call out in particular, because it means a lot to me, is the $300,000 tier. Now, for me in particular, and a lot of guys in this team, we kind of got our start messing around with levels in games like Tribes or modding or things like that. And the $300,000 tier is where we unlock the guarantee of release, or guaranteed on release, the community map making system. And that basically is the ability for people to go into the Unreal Engine using some custom stuff that we make and build out maps and then distribute them to people so that they can play them on their servers and get feedback and then iterate and put them back on the servers again, and basically play these new custom maps that the players make. And this is important because games like ours thrive on maps. When you play a different map in Midair, it really feels like a different game a lot of times, because you have to play a different way. There's different strategies, there's different tactics. The way that you even fight people in these kind of maps, depending on the verticality, or if it's a super horizontal map, all that stuff changes. The loadouts that you'd create, the vehicles you'd use, all of those things change. And so this map making system, we mentioned, is kind of the lifeblood of games like this. So we really want to put that into the hands of the community. However, it is a difficult and daunting task for us to do, and that's why it's so high. But if we get 300,000, and right now I know we're kind of projected over that amount, if we continue this momentum, projections are tricky though, so be careful with that. We may end up tapering off. But the idea is that if we keep on pushing and pushing and pushing, we can unlock something that is truly amazing and will increase the longevity of this game.
Absolutely.
There are other things in there that are really cool as well that we'll, again, kind of talk about more as we get in there. I really want to talk about the pickup matchmaking system too, but we'll leave that for the Twitch stream coming up in a couple hours.
Awesome. And I think, Chris, I think that you mentioned something really cool, which is that these are, and again, guys, I got to say, I worked with a lot of dev teams. I worked at big companies. I worked with small companies. Archetype Studios is a really special group of guys. These are guys that have been driven entirely on passion, never asked you for really much of anything, who have worked nights, weekends. All these guys have day jobs. All these guys or they're going to school. This is all passion. This is all after dark work that's going in, and I think it's really cool to see a game company who comes to the table and says, hey, you know what, like, I don't have an idea for a game where everyone's a dragon and you do dragon things to dragon people, and then the dragons have dragons and they dragon together, and would you please back my Kickstarter? This is a group of people who said, you know what, we're going to sit down, we're going to make a game, we're going to make it playable, we're going to get testers in, we're going to make sure that we come to the table with something that is more polished than it needs to be, we're going to come to the table with something that you can see move, we're going to put it out in public for you to stream, we're going to let you input on development before we even get to the end of our Kickstarter. that is a rare thing to see, and I think it's a type of game development that the industry could benefit more from. And I think if it's something that you guys appreciate, again, please do donate on Kickstarter. If you believe in good game development, if you believe in open process, if you believe in passion in game development, this is the place to put your money. Again, though, even if you have donated, if you haven't donated, the thing to do is tell your friends to watch the stream. The thing to do is to like, follow us, share our posts with all your friends over social networks, which not only is going to help us hit our goal, but is also going to get you guys a bunch of really cool things as we unlock our achievements. But I think that just the best thing you can do is that if you have already donated, if you already believe in this project, if you guys want to help us hit those stretch goals, 300,000 for that community map making that Chris was just talking about. If you've already donated and you've capped out, thank you so much, by the way, for believing and backing this project. But if you're already capped out and you want to help hit that goal, the best thing you can do is use your most valuable resource, which is your voice and your vote of confidence, to help promote Midair across your social channels. Dig into conversations on Reddit, dig into conversations on Twitter, let people know that you backed, let people know why you backed, let people know that you believe. Now, Chris, I did see, I think, a really interesting question from a gentleman who I'm going to call Triggerfinger. And Triggerfinger has a question. He says, okay, you guys, this is the $300,000 stretch goal. You talked about how map making is so important to a game like this. Now, if we don't hit that $300,000 stretch goal, is it possible that maybe it's just not an immediate focus, but sometime in the future, we still do see the community map making happen?
Absolutely. And you know, for a lot of these things, we really want to do them because we think that it really increases the quality of the game, increases the experience for, you know, or makes better the experience for the players, and it's just all around better for everybody. So a lot of this stuff, you know, if you think about what the core of this game is, right, you need to be able to play, right? You need to be able to equip loadouts. You need to be able to shoot weapons. You need to be able to, you know, ski around or glide around. You need to be able to jump in vehicles and repair assets. And there's all these kind of core things that are a part of the game. There's a bunch of balance work that goes into that. There's a bunch of map making, content creation to work on. There's back end stuff, right? Being able to integrate with Steam and do serverless and all that stuff, right? So all of that is what we're saying at the $100,000 tier. We're going to put out a game. It's going to be great. You're going to help us get there. However, like if we want to do something like the community map making system, it's going to take more time and resources, right? And we're a volunteer team. What we need to do is to be able to ramp up by bringing more people in, dedicating more of our time, and the money is directly relational to that. And so when we hit $300,000, that's where we say, hey, we are going to make this happen by release, or at least like some beta version of that so people can get their hands on it. And if we don't hit it, it's not that we won't do it, it's just going to take us longer to get there, because it will mean that we're spending more of our time, or we're spending our time kind of getting that kind of core game ready to go, as I mentioned earlier. So totally it will happen. It's just kind of a matter of when at that point, as opposed to it will for certain be on release when we hit that 300,000 goal.
I love it. If you guys scroll down on the Kickstarter page, you're going to see a breakout of how we're doing finances. I think an amazing commitment that Archetype Studios has made is that if we do break that $100,000, if we get past that, we start going to stretch goals, that money is going to go primarily into development and contract work. That means that money is going to primarily going towards making this game better. You know, this is not a kind of one and done. This is not a fly-by-night thing where if we get extra money, you know, we're going to use that to go, you know, build a 3-story booth at E3 that shoots flames and discs at children, although I would like to see that. But what's going to happen is that your money is going to be making this vision come sooner and faster. The more resources that we can get, the more heads we can get in the building, the more we can get these things done. You know, I think this team has showed, going all the way back to Legions, going all the way back to Tribes, going all the way back to a passion. If you think about it, you know, some of these guys went from being in high school to graduating college, and now, you know, they're working on this. This is how long this passion has endured for these guys. This is essentially a lifelong passion that these guys have been pursuing. You better believe that if we hit those stretch goals, that all of that money is going to go towards fueling that passion, making this game bigger and better, and getting done quicker. So please do hop in. And again, please don't be shy, guys. If you got, you know, it's all about the love. If you are donating, if you have already donated, please let us know in the chat how much you've donated, why you donated, what you guys want to see. And if you do decide to donate while the stream is going on, let us know. We're at 429 backers. I would love to see 430 hype. If we can get that done here in the next minute, if you're that one person kind of sitting on the fence, just plop, just a little plop, just a little 25, little $35 plop right over the edge.
Ian,
Yeah.
somebody kiosk somebody requested Simon to kiss his dog and heat back right now. I think that's legitimate enough.
Kiss the dog.
Kiss the dog.
Kiss it!
Here it comes. I'm looking. We're at 429. We're at 429 here, folks. We're about to get some. There's nothing wrong when a man loves his dog, folks. Let me tell you. Look at this dog right here.
That's a beautiful dog.
Look at that dog.
Man loves a doggy.
There's nothing wrong with that. Look at. Oh, there's the kiss. You know what?
Beautiful.
I'm gonna do one better. Come here. Where you at? Kepler, come here. Hello. Come here. I know. You're very sweet. Come here. Oh, okay. Come here. You see this dog right here? Look at it. Mwah.
Oh.
430, folks. Let's get into that 430 territory. Let's get where it's going. Don't let my dog down. He's very nervous. 430. 430, blaze it. Do it.
Woo,
Anyway,
woo.
folks, we are going to have a really great day of programming for you guys, for real. All kidding aside, thank you to everyone who is backed. Thank you to everyone who continues to believe. You know, all you got to do is tell a friend. All you got to do, even if it's just a few bucks. Guys, I can't tell you how much we appreciate it. We're going to have a great day of programming. Again, to recap, we're going to kick off here. We're going to blast into some 3D modeling with your friend of mine, Santero. You're going to learn all about what goes into the unique and amazing art style of Midair. I think it's great. Archetype Studios is making a game that has color in it for a change. Color and style and texture and a world to back all of that up. And then we're going to be going later in the day. We're going to be talking about coding. You guys are going to go behind the scenes. You're going to see how the game is made. You guys are going to be able to voice what you want to do and make an impact, have a real lasting impact on this game and how it's made. And then, of course, from 5 to 8, the main event, the title card. We're going to be playing some Midair in a pickup game. And we're going to wrap things out in the evening, a very chill session, maybe some low lighting and a bottle of wine with Davey, as I often like to do on weekends, and talk about level design. Just a little back and forth, just a little chill, just a little swab, just a little girl from Ipanema.
Yeah.
And Davey's got like a smoking jacket and a fez, and just really digging into the philosophy of what's going on behind this game. At any
I'll
rate,
talk all
boys,
smooth.
just really taking it down a notch. It's Midair after day.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice all night long. What? I know. I kissed you on the stream, and we got to 4:30. What's up, baby?
All right.
Woo!
Baby?
It's a good way to go.
Baby? What's up, baby? Anyway, guys, thank you. I can't thank you enough. We're going to be doing this all day long. Again, tell us what's going on the stream. Tell us what's going on social. Get hype. This is your game. If you donate to this project, this is your game. Say it loud and proud. You want to hit those stretch goals. You want to get those extra features in. And just tell everybody you know. That's all I need you to do. Cool. Okay. We're going to fade this puppy down. We're going to get Santeri up. We're going to take about a 2 to 5 minute buffer, as long as it takes to load all the shapes that make all the things, that do all the shooting and the glavin. But again, thank you guys so much. Post your questions down below in the chat. Post your questions on social. And we're going to have a great day. 48 hours of Midair, baby. Ain't nothing better.
All right, let's do it.
Do it. Let's kick it off.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much. Love you.